Yeah,
Let's
okay. I hit record. Let's see.
Okay.
Are we recording?
Go get your sister from the garage so your dad can clean the car, please.
Looks like we're recording. Okay. So I have this book that I've been reading that I think I got all this that we're going to talk about from. Okay. So I'm not like superhuman, just came up with this stuff on my own. It's from a book. And I'm going to pull it up so you guys, if you guys want to reference it, it's got exercises at the end of every single chapter. So I don't know if you guys have heard of the book You Are a Badass.
No, I haven't, but it sounds good.
It is a very good book. So, whoops. This one is called, she wrote a second book, and it's called You Are a Badass at Making Money. It's probably backwards. Okay. It's called You Are a Badass at Making Money, and it's by Jen Sincero. The cover is green. So I read a couple books about money manifestation, and I also did I want to say it wasn't like a course, but it was kind of like an exercise for an entire month that I did with a group of people. And it's this book is like one of the best books I've read about it. It's pretty good. So I recommend getting that book if you want like more information on this. But the whole concept of manifesting money, if you've never done it before, you should try a really small amount. Like, $5 or like $1 or like $20. If it's something that you've never done before, if it's something that you have experienced, then, go for a bigger amount and see what happens. But the whole concept of manifesting money is an energy, just like you and I are energy, just like anything else in the universe is energy. So when you're in the flow of it, that's when it happens. And a lot of it has to do with your mindset. It has to do with your mindset. You have to oftentimes change your relationship that you feel with money in order for more of it to come into your life. So I wanted you guys to come here with, pen and paper and figure out what kind of money do you want to make with this business, because I am a firm believer that if you don't put a number on it, it's not going to happen. And me personally, I have experienced within the last like month or two, my volume has doubled in my business. And it's because I started writing down how much money I wanted to make every month. And I've gotten really, really close for a couple months in a row now. So it's just getting bigger. And I'm not necessarily at the number that I wanted to be at just yet, but I've already seen it change. And I think it has to do a lot with your mindset. So as a place to start, I would write down exactly how much money you want to make. A day, an hour, a month, a week, like very specific. Because the more specific you get, the better result you're going to have. When you're working with manifesting anything in your life, it's like ordering a sandwich at Subway. Like, you're not going to say, don't give me onions, don't give me anchovies, don't give me mushrooms on my sandwich. Like, because the universe responds to what you say. So if you say don't and then something, it's just going to give you that something. So you want to say exactly what you want. So you want mayonnaise on your sandwich. You want mustard on your sandwich. Like, it just responds to the thing that you're thinking about. Okay, so if there's a don't in front of it, you're still going to get that thing. Because the universe doesn't understand the concept of present and future. It just understands what you're asking for. So you have to be very specific about what you're asking for. what else was I going to say? Worrying. Worrying is like praying for shit to happen to you. It's like praying for bad shit to happen to you. If you find yourself worrying, stop. It's okay to have a day where you feel like it's a crappy day, or you feel off, or you're upset about something, or like, let's say something happens to you, like a family member passes away or something really bad happens. It's okay to feel, those feelings, but then you got to get off it and you got to go back to what
Hi, girls.
Hi, Stacy.
Hi, honey.
I was just talking about manifesting and how it works. So I'm sure that you guys have manifested things into your life. I'm positive. So let's talk about some things that you have manifested in your life already. Anybody?
What does that mean?
For me,
it means something that you call into your life that you want.
me and my husband last year wrote down our goals, like with our credit, like what score we wanted, and shockingly, and debt we wanted to pay off. And I didn't look back at the paper until we were buying this house, and I was like, "This is so crazy." His credit score, the goal, exactly what I wrote down, like the exact number. I was like shocked. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's real. It actually does work." And he was like, "What?" I'm like, "Look at the paper," and he like was shocked. He was like, "What the hell? You're a psychic." I'm like, "No, I'm not a psychic. This is just me putting it out into the world." And it came true. And the same thing as just a few days ago, we made an offer in on a house. I was super happy about it. And my husband was kind of like, He got back. He's like, "I don't know if I really like that house. I don't know if you made the right choice." Like super negative. The next we were the only people that made the offer. So the last realtor called me and he's like, "You're the only one that made the offer. It looks good." I looked at this email I got, and he had thought I got it. So he was like, "Congrats, you got the house." And I was like, "What? Oh my gosh, And then 5 minutes later, he's like, "Wait, hold on. The contract looks funny. Let me get back to you tomorrow." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And then the next day he called me and he was like, "I'm sorry, somebody made a higher offer last night." So they like stopped the process. And I told my husband, "That was you, because you put that out into the universe that you weren't prepared for it." That's the way I felt about it. And then he was like bummed out. I'll try to stay positive next time, and not say negative things. But It is true, guys. It does work. And not only with that, but like I've had goals to pay off like $10,000 in debt, and I did it with my first year with It Works just by believing that I was going to do it. Like I'm $10,000 less in debt now.
Does that make sense, Katrina?
Writing it down, talking about it, that's like basically like manifesting it, telling the universe what you want and believing it.
And it actually happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I don't think I've ever really done that. I don't think I've ever.
It's like, have you watched The Secret? It's kind of like that. The movie The Secret. It's on Netflix, so watch it. And that goes to show with the things we think about too. If you wake up and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to get bills in the mail," you're probably going to get bills in the mail.
But I'm going to say, I want bills in the mail.
This guy, in the movie The Secret, he said he got up after that he started saying he was going to receive money in the mail. He's like, "I'm going to receive money in the mail today. I'm going to receive money." He started receiving refunds for random stuff, and he was like, "Oh my gosh." He put a check up in his room for like I don't know how much money, and he was like, "This is how much I'm going to sell my book for." And like 3 years later, he put the check away. He brought it out. That was an offer that they gave him for his book, best-selling.
Oh my God.
It was like, this number that I wrote down years ago came true, a few years later, but he wrote it down, so that's why it became.
Yeah, so it really can work for anything in your life. But specifically for money, this is a hang up that a lot of people have. Like this mindset of money, especially if you want to make an amount that you've never made before. It really is a process. It's a mental process. You kind of have to break through your own barrier, if that makes sense.
So when let's just say you write down like how much money you want to make weekly and you hit that, do you edit? Like, okay, well, I hit that mark, so now let's bump up my weekly goals.
Yep.
Okay.
So like for me,
Never done this before. Start with something
I've had
small.
like a small goal. I've had like a short-term goal, like within the next year I want to make this much, and I have a long-term goal, like within 5 years I want to be making $10,000. That's my long-term goal a month. And to some people that might, I don't know, like I think that's a lot of money, $10,000 a month. But for people that I know that business, that's nothing. They're like $10,000 a month, like dream bigger, But for me, I'd be comfortable with that,
It's
So
something that's very possible.
also, like Denise taught us on the cruise, you want to have those goals broken down. Like, what is it going to take you to get to the 10 in every level in your life? Write those down and have, what are you going to do to get there to the 10? Like, what do you have to do to get your fitness to the 10? What do you have to do to get your money to the 10? That big 10 dream of income, what do you have to do? Like, those things matter too. Not just manifesting it, but doing those action things.
The steps are necessary to get there.
Yeah,
Right.
so if I want to be super healthy by the end of this year, I have to get up and exercise, and I have to, it's going to happen too. So manifesting and doing.
Yeah,
make a plan.
So let's talk about some actions that we can take for that. First of all, let me ask you each, what is your goal with money? Like, where's your next step that you want to be at with money? And then we'll just like break it down and we'll do some exercises that you can do to take action.
Well, I wrote down that I want to make $500 a week. That's my small goal.
Okay.
So I can quit my job.
So $500 a week would make you be able to quit your job. So that's about $2,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So that's emerald diamond income.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Stacy, how about you?
Well, I have it written down on my book that I have my $6,000 check on my wall. I have it in my book. I have it in my, yeah. So I want to make, and that's my small goal. Like that's what I want to make this year. I had it for 2017, but it's 2018 and we're going to do it this year.
So that number stuck out. A month.
In the year.
$6,000 a month, yes.
So that's double diamond.
Double diamond.
Right. So Katrina, you go diamond. Double diamond's gonna happen for Stacy.
We're going diamond.
He's like, hurry up, go diamond, damn it.
You guys work together to make that happen. Okay, how about you?
How about the goal you guys wanted?
What do you want?
What was that? I missed the last part.
How about you, Tati? I didn't hear what Tati said.
Well, for me, my short-term goal is double. My long-term goal, which is $6,000 a month, and then my long-term is
we don't want to put a rank on it. We want to put a number on it. So what's the number?
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
What's the number? The amount.
A month?
Yes.
6,000.
Okay, so you guys have the same number. That's interesting. Mine is 5. 5 has always stuck out to me. I don't know why.
Because it's a lucky number.
I just like it. Actually, it is.
Okay, so I'll take it back.
That's my favorite number is 5.
When I say 6,000, I'm thinking of the rank, so I get what you're saying.
We want to stay away from the rank because we all know that the possibility of income has nothing to do with your rank.
Yeah, that's true.
We all know that after Emerald, anything is possible with income. It just kind of depends what your volume is like.
Yeah, because like I told you on the chat last night, like I made a lot as a Ruby, you guys. Like it was crazy.
There's Emeralds in this company that have made $26,000 a month. So the rank has nothing to do with it. We know that's true.
You know what? Out of Ruby, my highest commission check was $963.
Yep.
So, and that was just my commission. That wasn't fast starts or anything else, just my commission. So, you know what? And that's what Heather always taught me from the beginning. Stacy, chase the bank, girl. Don't chase the rank. She used to
Yep.
always tell me that. And so she instilled it in my head, like, I'm not
And
even going to worry about that rank. You know what? I don't look at it like that.
it's just a title. It doesn't
Mhm.
mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. It's like, how much money do you want to make? That's really what it is about. Okay, so I have a couple exercises for you guys. I want you guys to get a notebook, like a blank notebook, and that you have at home. If you don't have one, go to the Dollar Tree, just get a blank notebook, get a pen, and I want you to make a commitment to yourselves every single day. This month, I'm going to do it with you. I've done it before, but I think I need to do it again. Okay, so every single day on every single page in that notebook, you're going to give yourself $100. Okay, and you're going to write about where it's coming from. It can come from anywhere you want. Okay, it's like a story you're going to write. Okay, it could be like, I walked outside the door and I was about to get into my car and I found $100 bill. Thank you, universe. And then the next day, you're going to double it. So the next day, it's going to be $200. Then you're going to write how you got those $200. It could be any way you want it to be. Okay? That's also a thing that people don't. That's also a block that comes up with money. It's not a bad one, but it is one. It's like we specify where we want the money to come from and specifically how we're going to get it. You can't do that when you're manifesting money. You have to just be open to however it's going to happen. You're going to let God and the universe drive that train. They are the GPS, and you are just supposed to take the next step that they tell you to take.
So do we double up every time?
You double every day. So first day's 100, next day's 200, next day's 400. You double the amount every single day in the notebook, and you write where it's coming from. You're going to see that at certain amounts of money, it's going to get hard for you to try to figure out where it's coming from. When you get up there,
I met my sugar daddy and he gave me $5,000.
there you go.
Freaking good success. Crazy.
There you go. And then you keep going in the notebook till you get to $1 million.
Coming up with ways to.
You keep going in the notebook until you get to $1 million, and at $1 million, when you make $1 million in a day, that's where you're gonna stop.
Dang.
Then you're gonna put that notebook away.
That sounds fun.
It is fun. It's really fun. This is how
Then you're gonna go to bed imagining that money that you wrote you got, and like you're gonna be like,
exactly. That's
And
exactly
that's called
what
manifesting, right? It's
exactly what it does.
Mm-hmm.
You're opening yourself to the possibility. You're visualizing it. You're bringing it to you. You have to, we don't sometimes understand as people because of the day in and day out things that happen in life, but you have to open yourself up to the possibility to attract that into your life. And emotion is what draws it in, and visualization is what draws it in quickly. When you combine those two things, it can happen really fast. Okay, so we're not like putting numbers on loyal customers or faster bonuses or anything like that. We're just opening our hearts and our minds to the possibility of, wow, I can make $1 million in a day. Where's it going to come from? Okay, so that's one exercise. Another exercise you can do is you can write a letter to money. Okay, this is like a very interesting exercise because you're going to realize where your blocks are in the letter. You're going to write to money like it's a person, like dear money. And you're going to see what your relationship is with money right now and where you're going to have to tweak things. So however you feel towards money, you write a letter to money. Does that make sense? You guys froze.
Yes, it makes sense.
So
Sorry,
you like, dear money, last month I didn't get as much from you as I would have liked, but we're really getting there. So I feel like, you're not going to let me down this month. You know, so you're really gonna see what your relationship is with money when you do
And
that.
do we just write one long letter, or do we do this on an everyday basis?
No, just write one letter.
Okay.
Just write one letter. And then that way, if you come across any blocks, we can go back to that letter and we can take a look at it and see, like, okay, where are we not sinking 100% here? Does that make sense?
Mhm. Yeah.
It's pretty
I don't know,
cool.
man.
It's pretty cool. Okay, so writing a letter of money, doubling the amount every single day of your income. And then there is one more thing I want to tell you guys about. Oh, okay. Another thing that goes with manifesting money, but that's just as important as the feeling, the visualization, is gratitude. Gratitude is very, very important when you're manifesting money. So another commitment I want you guys to make to yourselves, and I'm going to do this with you, so we're doing it all together, and we're going to be checking in with each other, seeing how it's going. When we're writing down where the money's coming from every day, write down every day 10 things that you're grateful for. It could be big or small. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a person. It could be your pet. It could be, you know, that your husband bought you the kind of milk that you want and it's in the refrigerator. Like, it could be anything.
That never happens.
I just pulling an example out of my book.
But don't get it wrong, is what I mean.
No, but you'll notice that the more grateful you are every single day, the more that you're going to receive. And it could be simple stuff. Okay, I'm not saying like anything complicated. When you start to see that money coming in, even if it's just a penny that you find on the ground, you need to celebrate it. It needs to be a big gratitude. Yeah, make up a dance. Do the moonwalk. Like, jump up and down. Like, scream at the top of your lungs. Like, even if you find $1 on the floor, okay? You doing your laundry and you find $5 in your jeans. Like, celebrate that. Be excited about it.
So we're gonna write 10 things that we are grateful for every single day.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm teaching you guys setting up the emotions and the connections that you need for this to happen. Okay? If you've never done it before, this seems a
Do
little
we need to have this stuff up or just in the notebook? Like, do you have it somewhere where we see it at all, or no?
No, it's just an exercise that you can
Like
write.
a brain exercise? Okay.
Yeah, you can look at it if you want to. Sure.
I just didn't know if that was part of it, because like how
I mean, we already have our dream boards and stuff, so that's like a visual thing that we can see. You know, you can.
Okay, so this is what I have so far. Okay, I wrote down manifesting every day. Write down $100. Write down $100 amount and where you will be getting it from, and double it daily.
Yep.
And then write a letter to money daily, and then visualization, and then write down 10 things you're grateful for.
Yes.
What else did I miss?
You don't have to write in a letter to money daily. You just have to do that one.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, not daily. Write a letter to money. That's what I wrote.
Yeah, actually, I would say do that as your first thing, the letter to money, and then read it when you're done, so you can understand what your relationship is to money right now.
Can you repeat? What are we gonna write to money? Just like
You write a letter, just like it's a person. Just how you feel about it. Your money. And write a letter.
And you want that to be the first thing we do, not the second thing.
Yes. Sorry, I should have said that. Let it be the first thing that you do, because that's what your present relationship is with money right now. Okay? And then writing down the 10 things that you're grateful for, and writing down the increased amounts of money that you're receiving every day from the universe in unexpected ways, that's what you're going to do to change that relationship to money. But first, you want to take a look at what your relationship is right now to money.
I ain't got none.
And don't judge yourself with the letter. Just write the letter. Take a look at it afterwards. If you have any questions, ask me. You know, if you're like, you know, I noticed this, that, and the other, what should I do? Or I didn't notice, you know, I had this kind of outlook. What do I do? You know, or I think this has, you know, been better for me. I've noticed, you know, because noticing where you are not having a good relationship with money is a good thing to know as you're changing it. You know? And don't say stuff like, I don't have money. Don't do that. Not for the next.
No, not for the letter.
I think we'll probably be done with this in about 2 weeks. So for the next 2 weeks, you need to speak very, very positively about money. Try to stay away from saying I'm broke or I don't have money. Like, change that. Okay? As soon as you catch yourself saying it, it's okay if you say it and you mess up. Catch yourself and change it. And say money's coming to me every single day. I love money. Money loves me. Money allows me to have freedom. Money, make it positive. Put a positive spin on it. Money allows me to have everything I need in life and more. Money is always there for me when I need it. Because you're training your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind doesn't understand the concept of time or what's going on right now. That you didn't pay that bill or that bill's late. Like, it doesn't know that. It just knows what you're telling it. And Katrina, if this concept is kind of like out there for you, I would recommend watching The Secret because it will really clear things up for you. That's like another hour. Just talking about that.
I actually have a friend.
Really good. Like, into the movie, you get into the Secret movie, like, it's not boring. You're like, oh my gosh.
It's good. It's really good.
Movie. I actually have a friend who is like she's all you know, more intact with the whole universe